I learned this from great people. I'm not supposed to tell you what to do. And that's the problem with this world.
Right.
Everyone says that, look, religion's bullshit. And I'll tell you why. Okay. I'll tell you why it's bullshit. Spirituality tells you to find yourself and be kind and loving, authentic, and help the other person in the community. Religion puts you in a box saying, my God, my rules, my structure is going to tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
No. Where does that ever work? You're supposed to meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
So we don't live in a spiritual-based world. We live in a conformed religious-based world where your God and this God and that God, I don't care if you identify as a marsupial. If you're a good person, be kind and loving and bring value to other people with your skill set, not someone else's, with your skill set. How can I be of service to you, right? And we all have different inclinations. And the reason I try to keep things really simple, someone said to me, it's a miracle you got sober. I said, no, it's not a miracle, right? I made a choice to get sober. And a lot of people in the AA will go, oh, it's not AA. Well, AA was taken from a bunch of steps from the Oxford group, created by White. So don't tell me, did AA work for me? Yes, but I went beyond AA. I went beyond all these other things, right? Because things get dated. I'm not saying the program is dated. I'm not saying that going to meetings is dated. But if you're telling me going into a meeting, right, and saying you can't talk about fentanyl or AA or this because it's not alcohol, then I'll just walk out and go to a meeting that I can talk about fentanyl to help people.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? That still has a context of religion. That's not spirituality. There's spiritual principles. You're there to help people talk anonymously about their issues because they feel ashamed of them. When I started to talk about my mistakes, and I talk about it in the book, the first publisher had to, you're too deep with my first book. Don't talk about that. I wrote this book for myself, and it got published to a great publisher. I was honest. I talk about my flaws. I want to show people that I've made all these choices that were disempowering because of my trauma and setbacks, but you can make empowering choices. Use me as the example. Don't walk the path I've walked, right? I do me. I push through what I need to do to find myself. Find you. Here are some tools. Find you. Forget me. It's your blueprint, but here are some things that work.
This is the Knocking Doors Down podcast, featuring celebrities, experts, and everyday people who have overcome adversities, including addiction, mental health, and trauma, to live purposeful lives. And that's what Knocking Doors Down is all about.